Okay, hello. I'm Fenrix, lead animator, modeler, game designer, and general art asset person for scramblemod. This is a quick rundown of some of the stuff that we've recently done, as well as a bit of an overview of the way the mod's going to work. Look at a lot of the content we've got, and just to give you guys kind of an idea what it's going to be like once we've actually finished the game. A lot of mods keep this stuff kind of private, but I think, there's no much real point in that, and people deserve to actually have a look at something that they might be considering playing. None of the work actually in the mod at the moment is indicative of what it will be like when we're finished. Most of the content in the mod is only a what we call first or second pass, which means we may scrap stuff, we may redo textures, we may redo models, we may strip out or redo animations still. So it's early days yet, but it's got some promise. It's reasonably fun to play while we're testing it. We've got a few of the core elements there, not everything. There's a ton of stuff that could be done to the maps which would make the game more like the way it's supposed to be, but we don't have dedicated mappers at the moment. We've just got me and our coder, and neither of us has made any particularly finished maps, just development stuff. This is probably the most finished map we have, and it's a bit ugly. Alright, so you got multiple teams in scramblemod. You've got 3 main ones. A loner team, which is for people who don't want to hang around with anyone on the other teams, or who just want to assassinate people or be trolls. The kind of lonery people. There are some people who just like to play alone, so we figured we'll cater to that. And in a lot of zombie apocalypse games and stuff, they don't really cover the fact that a lot of people would not trust anyone to survive with. And we felt that it would be a good idea to let people play that if they want. There's zombies, so you can actually choose to go one of the zombies in scramblemod. Left 4 Dead and Zombie Panic both allow this. Zombie Panic is primarily player versus player. The developers of this model played Zombie Panic kind of exclusively for a while, and so that's probably the main reason you can go zombies in this game, because we thought it was very fun. Okay, so I will go blue team, and as you can see, once you've picked a team, you can pick a class. So you can pick civilians, doctors, hunters, soldiers, police, engineers. They've all got various abilities and special things which they can do. Doctors can heal players and stop bleeding and that kind of stuff. Hunters can set traps. Soldiers will be able to carry heavy weapons and a few other army type stuff that other people can really use. Cops will have possibly some riot gear, I think. Engineers will have some explosives and be able to do various repairing type things. Civilians can't do much of anything, but generally everyone will start as a civilian. So as you can see, first off, you spawn in this area. It's actually going to be, it's called a commons area, or the bar. Basically there's going to be little civilians scattered around here, people standing around in the shelters, maybe some guards, and you'll have your bar guy. So you go up to this guy and you can actually talk to him and buy equipment and stuff like that from the guy. At the moment we don't have any of that because we don't have our user interface stuff set up. We're just doing content and core mechanics coding. So you can't actually kill each other while you're in here. You haven't got any weapons, as you can see. I can't actually bring one out. This area is like a no combat area where basically you can't be hurt when you're inside here, but you can actually look over the fences and see what you're going to get into if you have to actually leave. So if you see too many hostile things or combat outside, you actually can go to another way out. this will all depend on who makes the map do what. Like, anyone could make a map and just dump you straight in if they wanted, but our viewers, we wanted a safe area where players can, you know, sit around, wait for friends, chat, set up their characters, that kind of stuff. And so, as you can see, you start off with fisticuffs. A lot of games, they don't let you actually punch zombies, and I just felt that that was not right, because everyone has hands. You should be able to use them if you want. They're not going to be the greatest, but if you've got no ammo, or if you don't have a melee weapon like these, then fisticuffs are what you're going to have to fight with. Plus, having a duel with someone's always entertaining, and the screaming "have at thee" and so on. I've got a few weapons. Most of them, they're using Counter-Strike weapons from FPS Banana or sites like that. Sorry to anyone whose models these are. They're not going to be in the end game. We're hopefully going to be able to produce all of our own stuff. It's a lot of work though, but we will be deleting anyone's stuff who, once we actually go to release, so don't worry your little heads about stealing your work and saying it's ours, because this gun is not mine. I did not make this. Or this. I made these though. And the clippers, because they're awesome. Snip snip. So as you can see, we have some zombies there. These ones are going to be swapped out with better ones, because at the moment they're horrible and the animations and rig they're using are bad. But they're what's called shamblers. They're slow zombies, like in the Dawn of the Dead and stuff like that. There are running ones around. They're the Half-Life 2 ones. They'll be replaced by upright kind of... They'll look like regular people that just run at you and try to eat you. 28 Days Later style, really. So as you can see, the map's pretty ruined. This is set about a couple of days after the zombie outbreak in an area very close to it. And as you can see, there's been fighting. The electricity is still on. Zombies are all over the place. There's one of our runners. And one of the main mechanics of this particular mod is that you can capture safe houses, and basically what that means is that you can capture an area, and you and your buddies who are on whatever team you're on can group around together, gather supplies and hold people off, and basically have a safe place to respawn when you die. Hopefully we'll let you upgrade safe houses in some way, shape or form using an engineer. One of the advantages of this particular safe house is that it's right near a water source. As you can see, if you look over on the right, you'll see that I'm actually running out of thirst and running low, slowly running down on hunger. Thirst is the most important one. Once you run out of thirst, you actually start losing health pretty quickly. Well, quickly, I think it's a bit slower than it was before, but you still lose health. Anyway, the idea was that generally you can last quite a while without food, but you can't last very long without water. So water is our most important resource in this game, and as such there's some fixed places on maps where you'll be able to actually grab water from. So I'll just show you it reaching 0 and then damaging me. But these will create areas where players can actually fight each other over scant remaining water. So the people from the below safe house might actually capture this particular safe house specifically to hold this and keep anyone else from using it. So now I drink my water, and as you can see, I now have 100 and my health is now no longer going down. You'll also see on the left my safe house has just been abandoned. That's because I was away from my safe house for too long. Not sure if we're going to keep that particular feature in. I'm a bit iffy about it because I think it just ends up with people juggling safe houses a lot if there's not too many players around, and I think that's a bit silly. Like if they're just two guys and you're on different teams, they'd just be capturing safe houses and leaving safe houses constantly. So as you can see, some survivors have built some platforms in this particular map so that they can avoid the street level where all the zombies hang out. Zombies generally, they'll be confined to certain areas in maps. It really depends on the mapper. My idea is that players sticking to rooftops and various other areas will be pretty much safe from zombies, but if they fall down or if they have to make a run for it, they can end up getting easily cornered by the zombies in the streets below. Now, unlike a lot of games, we're not really after the arcadey just kill the other team type method of play. We really want to actually implement a survival attitude to it, where players may actually team up from different teams just to survive, or may end up trading food and supplies with each other if they have stuff that the other side needs that they don't have. So as you can see, I've actually made a bunch of custom models like ambulances, cars, that kind of stuff, just to populate the map. And there's my ugly skybox. As you can see, it has horrible blends. I need to fix that at some point. This is the hospital, not the one where the stuff, the infection came from. That'll probably be detailed at some point in some kind of media. I don't know what, but you'll get the backstory of what happened at some point from somewhere. But this is one of the hospitals where the infected people got taken. As a result, it is where a lot of them happen to spawn, so it's a dangerous place, generally speaking. Whoever made this gun, I really like it, and the sounds for it. It's so satisfying. Anyway. Yeah, so as you can see, custom models, custom map. We've got food and water. I don't think I've shown you that. Here's some of the... You can actually get cans of drink and they'll actually fix your thirst up a bit. Food will actually repair your food. If you actually run to 0 on hunger and thirst, then your health starts going down pretty quickly, and eventually you will starve to death. But considering doing something like punishing you for starving to death to stop players from just using lives as a cushion from their need for food and water, which I think is a bit of a silly thing to be happening, but currently it's possible to do. Ooh. Giggle. You know you love it. I made this a while ago and I still like it. The sounds are bad, animation's a bit off, and it needs to be able to be held down and just like cut through stuff like in Doom, for example. But you know you love it. The amusing thing is, when you actually swing it, you can be heard like all the way across the map at the moment, and whenever someone picks one up and swings it, the playtesters all go, oh my god, someone's got a chainsaw. Because you can kill something like 2 swings with it. Yeah. There's no flamethrower, so I can't actually show you the flamethrower at the moment. Unless I give it to myself. Do you want to see it? It's kind of broken. May as well. Derp, I keep trying to do all the commands at once. So as you can see, flamethrower model. Burn! As you can see, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage. We need to actually up that, and I am thirsting to death. Oh my god. eating all of the food. Yeah, we just got that working the other day, and I think our corridor was going insanely happy, burning everything inside for a while there. Our corridor has done a fantastic job, by the way. We could dearly use another one though, so that takes some of the workload off of him, because like me, he struggles with the amount of content and work that we have to get done, and the size of the game we're working on is pretty decent considering. But we're getting there. Alright, so what else do I have to show? Zombie, I guess. Where are we? Whoa! This is the horror. As you can see, it has awesome zombie claws. Has veiny outlines around the edge of the camera, and they pulsate, so you can actually see that you're a zombie. If you press F, you get zombie vision, which means you can actually see players highlighted in red. Other zombies are just grey, so that you won't actually mistake them. I'm not sure if there's a range limit on it. There should be at some point eventually a range limit, so that we can, you know, you can't see them across the other side of the map just because they're glowing red type thing, because I think that's a bit silly. And where are we? Third person platformer. I do this because it's easier to actually manipulate the camera. So as you can see, our horror is actually a female. She'll be able to cling to walls. You can't actually do that yet, but when you cling to a wall, you better sit there and wait, and then you can drop down on people and do this, so you can scream at them, which will blind them and stun them for a bit, like a flashbang, and then you can just like tear at them. She looks like she's swinging a crowbar, but she's just gouging away with her claws. She has default SDK animation rig set up at the moment, which I have to actually replace. I finally found a tutorial on actually figuring out how to replace all the custom animations for players, which was very hard to find and not particularly well documented anywhere that I could see. So hopefully we'll have some awesomeness animation at some point. But as you can see, she's got a couple little glitches around the back of her legs at the moment, so I need to do some more weight painting work. And I think I still need to do a bump map. She's supposedly got a couple of bugs to do with transparency, but I haven't been able to reproduce what other people are saying is happening, so I'm not sure. I think it's a pretty good model. There's a couple of seams on the texture which need work. I like it. It's probably the most impressive zombie model we have at the moment. There's a couple of others, but they're not actually rigged for work in game yet. We have various different player models. I'll see if I can bring a couple up. Civilian. So as you can see, he's kind of a basic civilian. He's had a hard day's work, so he's got blood all over him from fighting zombies off with his fists. His face is a low poly version of one of the playtesters' faces. So if you live near him in real life, you may recognize him. What else have we got? We've got... This is our doctor. He's another one of the developers. He's our user interface developer. Currently it needs some weight painting because his face does some weird stuff. And I stuck that on him as a joke. One day I'll remove it. His hands are a little bit messed because the rig that they're set up to use is bad. But yes, he's a doctor and he heals you and things. Who else have we got? Doctor. Hunter. That's our coda's face. It's pretty good likeness, actually. I used photographic reference for it. As you can see, he wears camo stuff and he's going to use sniper weaponry. What else we got? Soldier and police we don't have. We do have an engineer, although it's a pretty old model, so as you can see the light behaves strangely on him. XSI, the original modding tool I was using to actually bring player models in, does not like normal maps. And as you can see, his animation's doing some weird stuff today. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. You guys saw that, right? I can't actually get him to start doing that now. Go figure. One of the many bugs that we have to deal with. Right, so as you can see, we got a bunch of player models. They need a bunch more work on them, but they're getting there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything so far. Thanks for watching. Anyone interested in helping out could really use some help. Anyone who would like to possibly, I don't know, join in a playtest sometime, or, you know, that kind of stuff, feel free to give me a yell on Twitter, or possibly Steam if you can hunt me down. My name is Fenrix. I don't know who better hunt me down or not. I don't generally release my information often because of spam and all that kind of stuff that you get, but if you're determined, you'll be able to hunt me or one of the other guys down, I think. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed a bit of a look at what we're doing, what we intend to do, and yeah. So, goodbye and thank you for watching.